Hello friends, welcome. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So this morning, please forgive me, I'm in the middle of my first cup of coffee. And before I head out to work this morning, I'm gonna take some time to show you this project. Now, I've done this several times on different tumblers and stuff like that, but I keep getting asked about it. So I'm gonna take the time, we're gonna do a video that is nothing but this process, okay? So we have water, we have scissors, we have tape, and then very important, we have some pictures printed on just regular paper. However, what's important about these are that these pictures are printed with a laser printer. So please know that this process will not work for an inkjet printer. And I'm sorry, I wish that it did, because that's what I have. I actually have to borrow a printer in order to do these. So that's what I do. I borrow a printer and I print, different things up that I want, so I have them. Now, so what we're gonna do, I am going to just cut out, let me just move my water forward for a minute so it's not my way. I'm going to cut out some pictures. And I want to show you several different types of pictures. So I just cut my pictures out. Now your cutout doesn't have to be perfect. I like it to be, as close to what I want as possible. And if you have any weird lines on your edges, you do want to cut those out, okay? So I'm just gonna cut out some pictures here. And let me just find a couple more to cut. And I'm gonna go through my stuff because I want to find some with faces on it as well, because I'm gonna kind of show you some tips and tricks with this as well. All right, so this is my father-in-law. This is Jerry. He passed away a few years back. So we're gonna do this picture of him. It's funny because my husband is more and more like him every day. So now I've gotten to where I call him Jerry all the time, because he is so much like his dad these days. Which is certainly a good thing. All right, and then we're gonna cut out Maynard here. And so this, see this on the edge, this dark line here? I want to get rid of that because I don't want that. And then we'll do Tigger. And again, we don't want these dark lines, because if we have them, we're going to get them in our project. Now, water slides are fun. They can be expensive. Now, the one thing is I do know that with water slides, you can get some deeper color for sure, but you can still get some pretty nice color with this. All right, so now we've got our packing tape. Now, I have been asked about using other things like transfer sheets and stuff like that, and I will tell you it may work. However, I have not done it with anything other than packing tape. All right, so I'm gonna start with, let's start with Jerry. He's a little bit bigger. So now with him being a little bit bigger, I'm gonna have to use more than one piece of tape. So I wanna do this to show you that it is okay. So I'm gonna put the tape on him, and you wanna make sure that it's nice and even. All right, so if you are having to put more than one piece, you want to overlap it. If you line it up, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna come apart in two pieces. So you want to overlap, okay? Now, I don't like having too much excess around my sides because I end up just like touching my sides and making a mess. All right, so now I'm gonna put this in the water. All right. And it doesn't matter if you put this in face up, face down, totally doesn't matter, okay? So I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna set the water right here just because I'm going to continue and put some tape on these other pieces here, okay? So also this particular tape that I'm using is very thin, which in one aspect I like that, but in another aspect, you know, the thinner tape is, you know, a little bit, you know, harder because it wants to stick on itself. So I just roll this out, and I don't want that. I want this. All right. So now I'm going to just cut these. You know, the thicker tape is easier to work with, and it works really well also. I just tend to like thinner stickers, so I get this really thin tape. It's just a little bit harder to work with because, you know, it rolls up on itself more. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. The big thing is you just want it to be nice and clear. And let's see, we'll go ahead and do a couple more here. we have it out. So we'll do Maynard. I got him wet already. Hopefully that doesn't cause an issue. So Maynard, I put him on there a little crooked, so part of my little wheel is showing. So all I'm gonna do is take my little tape that I cut off, put it over there, make sure he's all covered, and now I'll go and just trim around it. This is very sticky tape. My husband picked this up for me. I told him I wanted some thin tape. I'm not really sure where he got it. I like how it makes the stickers come out, but it is definitely, you know, it's just very sticky, and it's so thin that, you know, sometimes I curl up on itself, but I like it. It's good tape. All right, so I'm going to put these off to the side. I'm going to work on these ones, and then I'll put those in. All right, so there's not really a specific length of time that you need to put these in. You just want to put them in until they're soft. But the longer you set them, the easier it is. And then you keep it under the water, and then all you're going to do is gently roll. You're going to gently roll the back off. And when it's all done, it looks like your toddler threw a roll of toilet paper into the toilet. That's what it always reminds me of. We're just gonna roll all the paper off. The nice thing with this, I know that water slides can be expensive, and you know, they can sometimes be a little bit of a pain in the neck. So the nice thing with this is really, you know, your cost is, you know, you're printing your picture, which you got to do with a water slide also, unless you buy it already made. And then, you know, your packing tape. But, you know, it takes a long time to go through packing tape. So, like, you could do a whole bunch of this with packing tape. So, also, I did show on a Dollar Tree haul. I bought some 3M packing tape at the Dollar Tree. So, you know, granted, there's not, you know, it's not a humongous roll, but I love the 3M tape. And I actually bought it for doing these because the consistency of that tape is like my favorite. 3M tape is so good. So just so you guys know, I mean, and I just bought that. I just did that Dollar Tree haul. So, you know, you can look at your Dollar Tree. You may have some of that 3M tape. And, you know, if you don't have packing tape and, you know, it's something you're not sure about, you can actually, with that 3M roll, make a bunch of these, you know, with not a significant investment. Now, the main thing is, like I said before, please remember, you cannot do this with inkjet printer. This has to be a laser printer. An inkjet printer will do nothing but smear, okay? You know, I've had some comments on one of my other videos. I have a video up where I do, you know, put this on a tumbler, and if you want to see it, it's how to put, you know, photos on a tumbler. And I did pictures of my dad on there who passed away. So if you'd like to see that, see my dad, he's on there. It's, you know, one of my older videos. But I've had people say, oh, it doesn't work, the ink smears. Well, that's because you're not using a laser printer. All right, so here is our sticker. So as you can see, it is a clear sticker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change you to fast mode. I'm going to clean off the bottoms of some of these other ones, and then I want to show you what the pictures look like on different backgrounds, okay? Because that's also something that you want to consider, not with only this, but anytime you're using a clear sticker, okay? All right, so I have my stickers now. All right, so a couple things I'd like to show you, first of all, with Maynard. Now you wanna make sure that you get all of your paper off. If you leave any white on there, it'll, you know, show. Now, remember I talked about making sure you cut off any like lines or anything. If you see right here, Maynard has a line. I don't know if you can see that. It's very light right there. So I should have cut that off. He has that. And then also I was a little haphazard with putting the tape on Maynard. So remember I said, oh, look, I didn't cover the tire. So I put that tape on and fixed that. That's okay. Well, it turns out I didn't cover this part either. So if you don't have tape on it, your image is not going to go through, okay? So the others are all good. Now with these, you know, depending on your tape, sometimes these are still super sticky. Sometimes they're not. So sometimes I can just put them on something and they're fine. Other times I have to, you know, I might have to Mod Podge over them or do a glue water mixture, you know, seal them some way. But if I have to seal them, it's just to make them stay nice and flat under my epoxy, not to keep the color on, okay? So now I just want to show you, anytime you're doing something clear, a clear sticker, and this is no exception, you always want to think about your background, okay? So we'll start with Tigger here. Oh, that's a nice sticky sticker right there. All right, so if we put Tigger up against a white background, so this is how he's gonna look. Nice and clear, there's that. Up against a brown, he's gonna be a little harder to see because of his color. Up against a pattern, he's gonna look sort of weird. If we put, you know, Tigger on a pattern, you're gonna see some of that pattern come through, right? So you wanna think about that. You know, like on this purple, look how pretty, he's perfectly fine on there. So you always want to think about your colors. Let's see. Think about your colors, you know, because what's going to come through. And you can see the difference there really good, you know. So you always want to think, and then also something glittery. You know, if you're using glitter, I don't know if I have anything glittery in here. We'll this isn't a great example, but if you're using something glittery, you know, like a glitter background, remember, think about your picture. So on certain pictures, it's not going to matter. You know, you may have something like this. So I have these upside down. They would go this way, but I don't want them to stick. I want you to be able to see, like something like this. You might have a pink glitter background that you want it to be, you know, glittery, right? But, you know, you always want to think about your backgrounds that you're going to be using with whatever picture you're going to use, because your background is going to make a world of difference anytime you use something clear, not just with these. And we can, you know, see that again here. And then here, that looks nice, but then, you know, like this background's too dark. So, and then I'd like to, so these are pretty. So you see how light it looks here, but then you put it on your background and your color comes up. You know, so a lot of it is just really dependent on your background. But what I find is, you know, softer solid colors tend to, you know, look the nicest. So with faces, you know, you really want to be careful because, you know, like you would wash him out and not even see him on that one. But now, like if you were putting this on a white background, look how beautiful it comes out. Even on like this purple, comes out just fine. Like soft blues are really nice. But then like with people, you don't want to do a pattern on a person because again, it's clear and suddenly they have a tattooed head. So, you know, just, you know, things to think about when you're doing it. So think about, you know, whatever your background's going to be. So are there limitations? Absolutely, because there's certain backgrounds that a picture like this isn't going to be the one, but that's why there's so many different ways to do decals. However, this is a really nice way to get clear stickers without, you know, spending a fortune. It's a nice, fun, easy project to do. Again, clear packing tape and laser printer. That's it. All right. Hey, listen, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Please like and share. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subby friend. And until next time, have a beautiful, blessed, wonderful rest of the day, friends. I'll see you later. Bye.